Condemned in a moment, so when we come out to begin the show, thank you all for coming out, have fun, and truly enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 6th annual Miss Universal Domination Pageant. We're here on the 6th night of competition. You missed a great talent show last night. And we've got 5 final contestants tonight. So we're going to bring them out. Our first contestant, she drives a hard bargain. We all know her well, and we support her with our tax dollars. Let's give it up for Miss Use of Power! Excellent. Thank you. That's Miss Use of Power. And now from New York, winner of the Miss Speech competition, spinning the minds of the judges with her savvy brilliance. Please, let me present the unbelievable Miss Information! Yeah, we could just stop here, but our third contestant, she's from New York and took the Best Dressed War Contractor Award, hands down. Let's give it up for Miss Appropriation of Funds! Thank you. Yes, and our next contestant, she's from Alabama, taking Miss Congeniality by a landslide, the People's Choice, Miss Sing Long-Term Vision. All right, let's bring on our final contestant. She's also from New York, the unbelievable Miss Leading. Let's hear it for our final 5 contestants in the Miss Universal Domination Pageant. Folks, we're down to our final night, and this is the question round of the competition. So we're going to bring up our first contestant and ask her a question. So let's hear it again for Miss Use of Power. Yes, Miss Use of Power. What issues would be important to you if you were to win the title of Miss Universal Domination?
Well, isn't it obvious? Education! You know, it's all about the schools and the training. Because, you know, I'm in the school of domination and all of you, submission. You know, my first action as Miss Universal Domination would be prison reform.
Yay!
Through the use of non-consensual, humiliating role-playing. Just like they use, for example, like the U.S. jailers used at Abu Ghraib, humiliating and torturing those prisoners, naked and hooded with things shoved up the bum. Well, because you know, you got to hood them. Because you don't hood them, they might see who you are. And if they see who you are, they might see what you're doing to them. Because we all know that nobody wants to take responsibility for their misuse of power, especially not those buggers up in the Pentagon. You know, those little buggers, they prevented further investigations into Abu Ghraib. Those smart blokes, they really know how to protect themselves. You know, that's the real Homeland Security. Why? Fuck you!
Yes, that's Use of Power! All right, let's hear it for our next contestant. Miss Appropriation of Funds! Oh, I see you already have a crown.
Yes, I was born with it, along with the silver spoon. You may hold it for me, I know you want it.
Well, Miss Appropriation of Funds, what qualities do you have that are most important when you will reign as Miss Universal Domination?
Well, obviously, I come from money. And even God knows there's absolutely there's positively no domination without the money behind you. Us elite, privileged, 1% own everything, and we will keep it that way. Money is relative, and since it is my expertise, it's better in the hands and offshore banks of my relatives and not yours. If I'm crowned Miss Universal Domination, I will assure that all current contracts are maintained. Otherwise, you bleeding hearts will give it all away for medical or housing for the poor, who will always be poor. They say this is the most expensive war in history. Over $1 trillion. But according to some silly survey, that money spent could have created 20 million college scholarships. Or that money could have been health insurance for 60 million children.
Really?
Or that money could have paid for 40 million new housing units. About the price of my island in Dubai, and you're all welcome. Well, maybe not you. Or you. And that money could have been spent on 1.8 million school teachers. Of course, a school teacher's salary is barely worth the price of a small diamond. Which reminds me, all this clamoring and questioning about where the missing $90 million went in war funds, or where 2/3 of the $836 million for Katrina victims went. Well, where do you think, people? Certainly not to the 26,000 wounded returning vets. Yes, I do look fabulous, it's true. That's what happens when you eat 3 meals a day. Why, even my dog, Puff Puff, eats 3 meals a day. Better than 77% of the world population. And so it should be. You peons need someone to look up to, someone to admire and emulate, someone to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You would all be so lonely and lost without someone superior gloating over you. Thank you.
It's misappropriation of funds. Well, give that spoon back. All right, folks, let's give it up for our next contestant. We have Misinformation. Misinformation. Would you talk about the specific role of misinformation in a dominated world?
Well, actually, that information is strictly confidential, and so therefore I will not be able to answer the question directed in my direction with pertinence to the question, which, contrarily wise, is not available for public information, so therefore will not be available at this current juncture. Thank you.
Well, let's get to misleading. Misleading, everyone. Question, hey, misleading. We were so enamored by your beauty. Yes. Misleading. What would your perfect world order look like?
Oh, my perfect world order would have 2 surveillance cameras on every child.
That sounds like fun. Okay, well, thank you. Misleading, everyone.